Alright, Schlockmeister fans, a request from Marty. We're going to watch 80s film called The Heavenly Kid. I haven't seen this in a long time. Looking forward to it. Let's check it out. That's looking off the side of a cliff. This is the 60s. That is Bobby. And there's going to be a drag race. Who's going to jump out first? Well, Bobby wins the drag race, but as he's trying to jump out, his bracelet or whatever gets caught on the steering wheel, and over the cliff he goes, and that's the end of Bobby. His girlfriend is Jane Kaczmarek, and the guy who was racing is Mark Metcalf. So is Bobby in heaven? No, he finds himself on a subway car. Everybody's going up an escalator to Uptown, which apparently is where heaven is.
Bobby.
He meets Richard Mulligan.
I'm Rafferty. Hop on, we got some serious talking to do.
Bobby's dead and he doesn't realize it yet.
Temporary. Oh.
He wants to go to Uptown.
Moving on. It's not that easy, Bobby. The big chief doesn't think you're quite ready yet, which is why he sent me down here.
Meanwhile, in the present day, here's Lenny. He's a bit of a nerd, a klutz.
Get out of here, please. Get out of here. Get out
Clumsy,
of here.
awkward.
I'll handle this. And try not to screw it up.
Yeah, I'm slowing, right?
Nobody can see them, they're invisible.
BLU-RAY!
There have been some changes since your day. No shit.
Bobby sprays a customer, I'm sorry, Lenny sprays a customer with food and gets fired.
Oh.
So, who's it gonna be?
He has an assignment,
Which one of these lucky kids is my assignment?
and of course it's going to be Lenny.
The Spazzola.
So he's got to go meet Lenny, who falls off a cliff.
You gotta watch that first step, kid. It's a nasty one.
Perfect timing.
Look, Lynn, let's cut the shit. You need a lot of help, and that's why I'm here. I've been watching. I know how you feel about that chick, Sharon.
You do?
Yeah.
Personally, I think the whole thing's hopeless.
Lenny's the only one who can see Bobby. And he just proved to him that he's some sort of angel. Because they're floating. Like I said, nobody can see Bobby except Lenny. So he takes Lenny shopping, gives him a complete makeover. Using his powers, he goes to a junkyard, they piece together a car. And Lenny's got him some wheels.
What do you think?
In spite of the makeover, Lenny's not quite cool yet. Bobby goes to check out a bar he used to hang out at, and it's not quite the same as it used to be.
A lot of changes.
While hanging out at Lenny's house, he catches a glimpse of Lenny's mom and finds out that that's Emily, Jane Kaczmarek, his former girlfriend.
Emily.
He wants a new assignment.
This is some kind of test, isn't it?
You could say that.
I should have known. You guys are famous for stuff like this.
We knew it would be difficult for you.
Difficult?
She's now married to Mark Metcalf,
Bobby.
Bobby, do you know him from school?
Not
and
exactly.
he's trying to explain Bobby
Does he have a last name?
I can't remember it.
and where the car came from. Anyway, Lenny starts to come into his own.
Sharon?
He's now cool,
Off in a class?
and his dream girl
We're
Sharon
already here.
wants him.
That's alright.
Changed my mind.
How to pull a few strings. What?
I'm gonna stick this one out.
Oh, I
I've
thought...
been doing some things.
Lenny gets into a fight with Sharon's boyfriend
Thanks, Will.
and his friend, and he ends up beating up both of them. With the help of an invisible Bobby, too. He got himself a date with Sharon.
Holy shit.
Boy, you look great. I mean, your hair.
Lenny scores.
A lot of changes.
You did okay for a first timer.
Lenny's drunk.
Back up into the house.
No way. There's people expecting to see me tonight.
Well, they're gonna have to wait, because you're going upstairs until I get some answers.
Who's gonna make me?
Lenny's becoming a jerk now. Now the good girl that he should be with is Melissa, who kind of likes him.
Watch it.
What's with you?
What do you care?
He decided to show himself, reveal himself to Emily, who promptly fainted. So now he has to carry her up to bed.
Wait so long to hold you.
He revealed.
Lenny is your son.
He's happy.
Come on, Rafferty, all I did was step over the bounds a little.
Don't you understand, kid? You may appear to no one, but your assignment, you broke the rules. They don't like that around here.
Well, whatever happens is worth it.
You
Melissa.
used to be somebody I cared about. Now you're acting like someone I never knew. Someone I don't really want to know.
Sharon's boyfriend issues a challenge.
You know what a gut race is, Barnes? Separates guys like me from chicken shits like you.
Basically a drag race by a
We got
cliff.
the cars and everything set up at the quarry.
Passenger list.
Oh, no.
He's gonna die. Lenny.
Rafferty, you gotta let me go back.
There's nothing you can do.
You don't understand. My son needs me, Rafferty.
So just like his father, a drag race at the quarry, same cliff. Who's gonna win? Well, the other guy's gonna chicken out first. And Lenny gets stuck too.
You didn't think I'd let you down now, did you?
I guess Bobby used his magical powers.
You put out my face.
So his work is done and
Too.
it's time to say goodbye.
Bobby, you're not going down there. You're on your way uptown. Just earned your ticket.
Could you run that by me again?
When you sacrifice yourself for Lenny, you showed us you learned how to love.
So he and Rafferty fly off and he's heading to Uptown. Our final scene is him heading up the up escalator to Uptown. Alright, let's talk about this movie, The Heavenly Kid. It's a movie that I recorded originally off of cable back around 1988, 89 or so. I remember watching it. I actually saw this movie several times back in the late 80s. I kind of liked it. Had this on a VHS tape. I don't know, it's EP speed with two other things. I don't know, whatever it was. I couldn't tell you what else was on there. I think like Dolls may have been a movie that was on there with it, and a couple others. I don't know. Anyway, the movie itself starts out sometime in the 60s, early 60s perhaps. And this guy, Bobby, is involved in a drag race near a cliff. They're playing a game of chicken, basically. And the other guy jumps out, so then when Bobby jumps out, he's going to win. He had this little bracelet or something on his arm that got hooked on the steering wheel, and he couldn't jump out, and he died. He went over the cliff, and that was it. So he ended up not quite in heaven yet, because he was told you have to basically wait, you have to prove yourself or something like that. So anyway, he ends up sitting on what amounts to like a subway train somewhere in heaven, somewhere in between heaven and earth, whatever this is. And then I guess it must be about 15 years later or so, he's given an assignment. Richard Mulligan is like his angel helper. He says, hey, you got to go back to Earth. You have to help this kid, Lenny, out. So it turns out, we don't know this at the time, that Lenny is the son of Jane Kaczmarek, who was Bobby's girlfriend at the time of his death. She's now married to Mark Metcalf from Animal House, and they had this son Lenny. He's kind of an awkward kid. He's kind of a little bit of a nerdy kid. He's very awkward. He's not well respected. He's bullied. He's not having a great time. He loses his job. He's clumsy. He's a jinx. Whatever else, right? So anyway, he helps shape him up, get him into shape, get him to so he's more attractive to women, ladies. He goes out on dates. He manages to lose his virginity to this other girl. What was her name? Sharon, I think. Eventually, he kind of gets a big head, becomes a bit of a jerk. So, and then our guy Bobby finds out that, hey, he finds out that this is Jane Kaczmarek's son. So then he freaks out and says, I don't want to be, I want a new assignment. So, but before he does that, he finds out that he actually can make himself visible to anybody he wants to, but he's only supposed to do it to the kid he's helping. But he makes himself invisible to Jane Kaczmarek and basically tells her what's going on. He decides that he wants to be Lenny's mentor now, so he continues with his assignment, saves his life, Lenny's life at one point, because Lenny was going to do the exact same thing, have a drag race, and he was scheduled to be killed, is what Richard Mulligan told him, but Lenny saved him. So anyway, it all ends with Lenny being alive. He's saved, and he goes to this other girl who really liked him and who he should be with, not with the bad girl, Sharon. And I guess Bobby earned his wings, and he got to go uptown, is what they called it, is where heaven is, and you get to ride the escalator up. That's our movie. Anyway, it's a silly little thing from the late 80s, but I enjoyed it. You know, I looked at the Metacritic on IMDb, and it has a 30 Metacritic, which is horrible. Of course, there was only a few people critics who'd actually reviewed it, so I don't know. I thought this movie was pretty good. It looks like the IMDb rating is more than double that, though. The fans of this movie like it, so I don't know. It had like a 6.5 or something like that on IMDb, but I enjoyed this movie. Again, it's typical late 80s stuff. I think it had some 50s soundtrack in the beginning as well when they showed some of that stuff. But anyway, I like this movie. Thanks to Marty for recommending it. It's a good film. You can get this DVD, however, it's a little bit pricey. There's two versions. You can get this one with Teen Witch, or you can also get one just by itself. I'll leave that link down below. But this DVD runs about $50 or so. So it's sought after because it's a decent film. So anyway, watch it. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments down below. It's called The Heavenly Kid. Watch it. Bye.